Greetings to all and a warm welcome. We're going to talk quickly today about, and bridge some of the work that I put together previously with what I really want to focus on in the coming year or so, which is the real meat, the good stuff, and the objective reality here of taking in the esoteric teachings in Christianity and actually likening them as well to Buddhist teachings, to Shaivan tantric teachings and so on, Taoist teachings. And we're going to find out that it's all really basically the same kind of initiatic teaching about self, about where this notion people call Jesus and Christ really comes from, and how to access that kind of consciousness. And we just very quickly wanted to say that the first strata of Christianity comes straight out of the mysteries, doesn't seem to have any regard at all for an historical figure. And the Shekinah, the Sophia, this Hellenistic mystery school, Delphic and Athenian mystery universe that Christianity came out of, obviously had the same initiatic rites, the same Eucharistic rites, the baptism and stuff like this. So there really was nothing. It was just a natural progression through Judaism and in the Hellenized world, and then to the formation of what was going to be Christianity, but without Jesus, the person, first of all, and then a lot of the second century Christians obviously having arguments with the Christians that came before them, all of these Gnostics and so on, different sects, different groups, slightly different practices. But yeah, that obviously, if you look at the timeline, that was what was first. It was the God within Hebraic version of a very ancient mythology, of an inner spirituality that helped you to open up to deity, to God, to the universe, to the universal consciousness. So I'm just going to show us here, first of all, many of the claims that are made by church fathers going through the first few centuries, and we're going to see what they say about the fact that even they knew that Christianity was initiatic. So the idea that Christianity began as a mystery religion with inner and outer teachings is not merely a modern invention. Early Christian fathers themselves alluded to layers of instruction, some for the public and others for the initiates. Origen contra Celsum 7 and 8, and this is about 248 CE, Common Era, but that there should be certain doctrines not made known to the multitude, which are revealed after the exoteric public ones have been taught, is not peculiar to Christianity alone. It is found also in philosophic systems in which certain truths are exoteric and others esoteric. So the Ante-Nicene Fathers here, that's where you can find this, Frederick Kuhn. And so what do we have here? He's saying that there are public forms of initiation into Christianity, and then there are there's stuff up there in the high echelons of our faith. Basil the Great on the Holy Spirit 27. Does not this come from the unpublished and secret teachings which our fathers have preserved in silence, out of the reach of curious meddling and inquisitive investigation? The apostles and fathers who laid down laws for the church from the beginning thus guarded the awful dignity of the mysteries in secrecy and silence. Awful dignity, for what the uninitiated are not even allowed to look at was hardly likely to be publicly paraded about in written documents. So there's a serious level of secrecy involved. Powerful words here from Basil the Great, renowned early father here, 4th century, of course. Gregory of Nazianzus, Oration 45 on the Holy Pascha. You have heard as much of the mysteries as we are allowed to speak openly in the ears of all. The rest will be communicated to you in private, okay? And that you must retain within yourselves. Our mysteries are not to be made known to strangers. We must hide in secrecy what is kept for the initiated and guard it with by silence. Now, why these top Christians, these top boys here, saying there's stuff for the sheep and there's stuff for the shepherds here? We are an initiatic system. This is an obvious initiatic system. They're saying, like, we can't let this stuff out as well. I think it sounds pretty, the rest will be communicated to you in private, and that you must retain within yourselves, right? This cannot be allowed to get out. What? Why not? Christianity, why not? Ambrose of Milan, the mysterious 9 here, guard the mystery with faithful silence. It is not given to all to contemplate the depths of our sacraments, lest it should be inconsiderably divulged to the ears of the profane. The profane, that's you, right? For that reason, the Lord also said that he would give to some the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but not to others. And this is true. And he did say this. Jesus did say that. And I don't think for a moment that many people in this world want to really, or are, who can be bothered to, or even capable, perhaps. Be careful what I say there, but maybe you're even capable of learning this stuff in their lifetimes. I think this is a big effort. It might take multiple if you believe in that kind of thing. John Chrysostom, Homilies on Matthew 82:6. I would speak openly of the mysteries, but I dare not. Because of those who are uninitiated, for many who are present are unworthy to hear of them. Okay, Archelaus acts of the disputation with the heresiach means, 3rd century now. So this is Archelaus. The Lord spake in parables to those who were incapable of hearing, but to his disciples he explained in private those parables which he had delivered to the multitudes. These mysteries, therefore, which are the church now declares to you who are transferred from the list of the catechumens, is not her custom to declare to the Gentiles. Now the auditors, the catechumens, and the faithful, there are three, and there's very much reverberates through this kind of literature very quickly. The auditors are the ones who just are hearing outside, the ones stuck on the outside, who will hear public speakings. The catechumens are those who are let in the front door now. They would be the equivalent of the entered apprentice. The entered apprentice. Let's go. Yeah, there are three Masonic orders anyway, with Masonic levels. The first ones: fellow craft, entered apprentice, fellow craft, and master mason. Sorry about that. So we can see here there's a three-pronged stage here of this kind of initiation. So auditors, catechumens in the middle, and then the faithful, who undergo baptism into these mystery schools specifically. This statement confirms that early bishops acknowledged different levels of knowledge within Christianity. What was called mysterion, referred to truths discovered privately to initiates, paralleling Greek philosophical schools and pagan mysteries. And now the Gnostic traditions, of course. Tell you what, we have obviously the secret gospel, the gospels that didn't make it into the New Testament, like the Gospel of Thomas, like the Gospel of Philip, are more heavy really on this kind of stuff, the more poetic, like Christ, in Logion 77 of the Gospel of Thomas, split a piece of wood and I am there, lift a stone and you will find me there. Jesus in Logion 108, whoever drinks from my mouth will become like me. I myself shall become that person, and the hidden things will be revealed to him. This is the revelation that everybody around the world who really brings themselves to truth and knowledge will inevitably, I think, find in their lives, different levels, because there are levels to these things. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there now. 10 minutes in, we'll pick this up again. I just wanted to stress the obvious, and remember the Gnostics are right there at the time, the church fathers, who unfortunately are the ones that won these wars. The Gnostics are right there with more sophisticated churches. We just don't hear about them anymore in history because they were just completely upended and turned into heretics, and their churches didn't really last from any longer than the 600s, until, of course, you get the Masonic orders, the Rosary Cross, the Templar orders and stuff, who definitely did have access to documents from Christianity and beyond that as well, which would help them understand that this, as St. Augustine says, the religion that we call Christianity is a religion that has existed all the way back. And you would want to think on that, like, what does that actually mean? Is there a channel here? Is there a vein that just wove itself into Christianity, which contains absolutely pristine theological power? And why would the church hide this? Anyway, ciao.